r/ask Reddit. Men of Reddit. What do women do that they think is okay but is actually creepy? Not exclusively a woman thing, but my ex would screenshot our text conversations and send them to her family and friends for reaction. Like mundane conversations, not even anything interesting. It felt like a very creepy violation of my privacy. Also, she was an idiot. Hope you see this, Laura. Maintain a relationship with our mom even after the breakup. I had an ex who did that, but kept in contact with my dad. Not sure if that made it more normal or weirder. Still didn't sit well with me. Dad saying, oh, I heard from so and so today blah blah blah. I was always wondering why she would be texting my dad about this random shit. Then why he felt compelled to tell me about it. Pulling up the hem of your kilt to see if you're true Scotsman. I was wearing a kilt in an indie movie and 3 different actresses tried to peek under it to see if I was authentic. I told them no. I'm doing fight scenes. If you want to see my dong just ask. And then they got mad at me. Maybe not creepy, but FFS stop pulling on my beard and arm hair. Like, that shit is seriously uncomfortable. And pulling out a beard hair stings like duck. It's literally attached to my face. You are in my personal space, tugging my hair, and causing me a little pain. Ladies, I don't care how fun it is. Please stop or I'll make fun of your eyebrows. Went out with a group of guys last weekend. There were 6 of us and this random girl started hanging around us like a lost puppy and just wouldn't leave. She was attractive, but so obviously desperate for attention that none of our group of guys really cared to give her any. This girl was just looking at everyone, batting her eyes and trying to hug everyone, but the guys were just pawning her off on each other. Not sure if this is pathetic more than creepy, but if a guy did the same thing, he'd be labeled with creepy. So yeah, she was creepy to me. I honestly thought she was a hooker or something trying to sell services or some shit. The way she was approaching dudes, it's not ducking normal. This might be a cultural thing for Latinos, but there were some weird sexual comments said by female family members to my son when he was a toddler. They would call him my boyfriend and ask for kisses in a very aggressive way. When I changed his diapers, they'd stand around and say "Da quien es ese pipi?" which roughly translates to "whose dong is that?" which led me to always change his diaper in a private room. Even when told that you can do it here, it's okay. We're all family. One of my aunts even commented on how his dong has grown since he was a baby. Yep, his whole body has grown. There's no need to talk about his penis specifically. Step away from my child. I guess this is all done in a cute or innocent way, but I never liked it. I have a friend that whenever she starts dating a guy, just lists me off thing about the dude like she's listing a resume. Never anything about the personality or sense of humor or what characteristics about them she enjoys. It's job, career, college, earnings, house. I had to tell her it was getting creepy because it just sounds like she's getting a checklist to impress people, not find a good person for her. Failing to realize that sometimes free time needs to be me time and shouldn't automatically be she time. Similarly, trying to capitalize all my free time with activities. You can go to Karen's party by yourself. I don't know her, so stop trying to make me come along to what is clearly intended to be a girl's night out. After working 5 days a week, sometimes I don't want to have to stress about what my weekend is filling in with just to keep busy. It's okay to do nothing. Not so much creepy as overbearing. But trying to say they're the boss of my free time sucks, and the fallout for standing your ground also sucks. You know what you don't like men doing? You don't get to do that either. Just apply that to literally everything in life and you'll come out ahead. You have to install this GPS tracking app on your phone so I know where you are anytime I want to check. That's a serious trust issue. Yes, it is annoying. Asking password to social accounts or phone. I had one like that. She would throw a giant shit fit for hours about wanting to see me email accounts for no reason. After hours of her bad behavior, I'd show her and let her look all she wanted just to find nothing. This happened multiple times and never got an apology. We broke up and of course she tells me that she was cheating. GL with that abusive woman, dude. Unwanted physical contact. Was out to dinner with a bunch of friends. Coincidentally, they were all women. And the waitress was hitting on me, which involved obvious compliments. which I don't care about, and putting her hands all over my shoulders and upper chest. We all had a laugh about it after, but I was seriously weirded out by it, and were the genders reversed I guarantee no one would have been laughing about it. I'd wager that most women wouldn't do this and wouldn't think this is okay, but my now ex-girlfriend went through my phone without asking for permission. In my experience, not necessarily a majority, but not unusual, which is why I conduct business through burner phones and airdrops. As a gay guy, women seem to think that it's okay to touch me, in a general way, and sometimes even in a more inappropriate way. Lady, I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. Sure, we had a nice brief conversation, but don't touch me. Don't wrap your hands around my legs so you can gawk at the size of my legs. Don't squeeze my pec, or think that I want a hug despite never having met you before. I am avoiding physical contact not only to be respectful of your boundaries, but because I also have boundaries I don't want you to violate. Consent works both ways. Always. Don't touch me. I was watching Wendy Williams one day and she had Anderson Cooper on the show. I don't know why, but she started questioning his sexuality. Then she hugged him and smashed her boobs against his face. The audience was laughing. It was super awkward and you could tell he was uncomfortable. I remember thinking that it was sexual assault. Why do straight women think it's okay to do that to a gay man? She should show respect and not touch him in any way, let alone in any sexual way. And why are you so concerned about his sexuality? Why is it so important to you that a man, any man, be sexually attracted to you? It was awful. Ask their friends to give them explicit details of their sexual encounters, especially if it's with a BF. When women say things like "if I were 10 years younger" about underage boys, it's creepy, gives off pedo vibes, and if the genders were reversed you'd call the FBI. My dad married a woman when I was in middle school. She used to say this to me all the time: "If I were younger I would have picked you, not your dad." It always weirded me out, but she was weird and creepy on whole other levels. Ex demanded I take down of a single picture of a platonic female friend who I have known over a decade and who is happily married to a mutual friend of ours. Said picture was part of a cluster of 8 total. The other 7 pictures were just group pictures of said platonic friend and mostly other male friends. Talk like a child. Perving on men. So many times in the workplace I have heard women say what they would like to do to a certain man. Almost drooling in public. If a man said the same comments they would be fired. The way girls share really personal things about guys in relation to sex. Society and the media would have you believe that guys talk about sex all the time and just objectify the women that they slept with. I don't know if maybe I'm just hanging out with the wrong people, but honestly the most you usually get out of a guy is just that they had sex with a girl, and the only time we discuss details are when you're just like trading stories. But girls tend to like immediately report on things to their friends and share details that honestly could be embarrassing or uncomfortable for the guy. It makes me really uncomfortable and creeped out to think that if I sleep with a girl I have to just accept that all of her friends are going to know every detail about the experience, size, performance, how long it lasted, how I look. It just feels like a huge breach of privacy. This has always messed with me. I can literally count on one hand the number of times men in my life have discussed a woman sexually or objectifyingly, and 3 of those times we were like 15. But it's just taken as granted that all men are constantly waiting for the women to leave the room so we can rate their tits. Double standards on sexual harassment. I've pretty much only had female bosses at work in several jobs, and the amount of times I've received unwanted words, touches, hugs, grabs, feels, and kisses would shock most people. IDK if it's just me, but the baby voice plus behavior really puts me off. One annoying girl that unfortunately hanged out with my friend group kept doing this to my friend. I think she liked him. I proceeded to baby voice at my friend immediately after she did it. It killed it pretty quickly. The admin assistant in my office tells me to smile at least once a week when I walk past her desk. Go duck yourself. Wife bragged to friends about our sex life. We live in a small town and now it feels like everywhere I go, I'm being giggled and smiled at. It's really violating. Time to tell your wife it's not okay. I'd be mortified. Late to the party but I haven't seen this mentioned yet. Distributing nudes they get from guys to their friends without permission. I've caught several women doing it and they'll argue about it if asked to stop. Yet another example of it only being an issue if the genders are reversed. Glamorizing the male body at work or in other, non-casual situations. I've had co-workers speculating about the size of other co-workers' genitals in front of me. Talking about nude scenes of favored actors. Talking about marital aids, etc. If a guy was similarly casual about sex, it would be considered highly inappropriate, but women seem to get away with it as innocent fun. Honestly, hands down, women who exploit emotions of men. We may not all cry in the movie theater, but we are not incapable of experiencing deep painful emotional wounds. In general, it seems to be more acceptable for women to rag on guys for our image, like our height, weight, or income. While the flip side being that men cannot criticize women without being a pig. So yeah, women who nitpick guys for superficial reasons are creepy, arrogant, and covered with more red flags than a game of Minesweeper. Being way too open about their sex life. I have never in my life heard a guy describe exactly how his GF's vagina looks like or how she sounds when orgasming. I've had this happen a few times, but I don't know if it is more common or less common. When I go to a bar for a drink on say a Friday night, I usually go with friends. I'll head to the bathroom and sometimes the bar will be crowded, so I'll have to slip through a group of people. Several times I'll get rubbed or caressed by women. Sometimes on the groin, sometimes on the chest or shoulders. It's not wanted, nor am I signaling I want to be touched, just saying excuse me and going past. It bothers me every time. Touching me when you're a complete stranger. I'm in really good shape, and the amount of women who would touch my arms, shoulders, and chest when I'm out was too high. Telling you how you feel because you didn't do something trivial. You don't love me. You didn't call me before you went to bed. No, I ducking fell asleep because I was exhausted. Now I'm awake. Still here. Still love you. Let's not make it a thing. Always asking if I got flirted with. No matter where I go. Did anyone flirt with you? What the hell? It's flag football. Who would flirt with me at flag football? This happened like 3 times in high school. Girls call you attractive as their way of calling you ugly. You know? Like some weird sarcasm reverse psychology thing. One of those times 2 girls were walking behind me in the hallway. One taps on my shoulder, so I turn around and she says she thinks you're cute. Then the other girl says she wants to suck your dong. I just told them I have a girlfriend because 1, I do, and 2, I know what they're doing. And I walked faster. Tell me that my almost 2-year-old son is so handsome and going to break hearts, be a lady killer. If I rolled up to a park and told a mom how good looking her daughter was and that all the boys are going to want her, they'd call the cops. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.